Advocates are called learned colleagues. Why are advocates called learned? The answer is simple. All professions, people do a degree and proceed to masters and proceed to PhD. But in law, one will do a degree in law, then go to do a diploma in law. It is the only profession where you do a diploma after you have done law. 2, law is a specialized profession. That is why the term learned colleagues, learned friends is given that term. But the question is, when a learned colleague, when a learned friend misbehaves, how do you deal with a learned colleague who has gone wrong? That is the disciplinary processes. How do you deal with a complaint against an advocate? First and foremost, for the advocates when they misbehave, the first place is at the Law Society of Kenya disciplinary. That is, there is a disciplinary process where you can complain, you take your case to the Law Society of Kenya, they will hear that matter, the advocate will appear, he will be charged, he'll defend himself, you as a complainant, you will give your evidence, and if that advocate is found to have committed a professional misconduct, the disciplinary committee will punish him, that tribunal will punish him, and he will be punished as provided by the law. So the first mechanism is the Law Society of Kenya. You can complain to that. The second one is another agent, another commission, another entity under the Attorney General's office. You can complain to the Attorney General's disciplinary committee. They will hear the matter. The advocate will be given a chance to explain himself. If he fails, he can or she can be punished. So, advocates are not above the law. Whenever an advocate makes a mistake, I've given you two ways you can complain. After that, you can still move to the High Court to challenge the decision of those two bodies if you think the advocate was acquitted wrongly, or the advocate can move to the High Court to challenge that decision if they find out that they have been condemned and they are aggrieved with that decision. Then 2, what are the punishments available for advocates when they go wrong? 1, the practicing certificate can be suspended for a certain duration. So, if an advocate is found to have committed a professional misconduct, the punishment is he can be suspended or she can be suspended. 2, the advocate can be fined. He can be told, pay this fine. That is the second punishment. The third one is he can be told to refund the money. If they had stolen a client's money, the two bodies can order him pay back plus compensate for the loss that you occasioned on this matter. So compensation and restitution can be a punishment given to an advocate. 4th, an advocate can be barred. That is being expelled from being an advocate. Once you have been barred, you will never practice in this country. Your name is struck off the roll of the advocates or advocate. So the worst punishment for an advocate is to be struck off. Striking off the name of Omari or an advocate from the role of advocate is similar to an impeachment. Once one has been impeached, he can never hold a public office anymore. If an advocate is impeached by being struck off the role of the advocates and he appeals and he loses, that person can never practice in this country and on or any other country in this where one has been struck. If you look at the search engine, the Law Society of Kenya, you will get the list of all the advocates whose names have been struck off the role of advocates. You'll get those ones who have been suspended. You'll get those ones who are serving certain punishments and therefore don't go blindly to hire an advocate who is not allowed to sit on these corridors, on these benches called the bench. Not the bench, the bar. I've explained where I'm seated. This is the advocate's place. They sit here. They are admitted to the bar. So they sit on this bar. The magistrates are called to the bench. They sit on the bench. So the prosecutor sits here. The advocate sits here addressing the court. Wakili Danstan Omari, on a special explainer on who is an advocate on the day I was admitted. This is my appreciation for all my clients, for all our followers in Court Helicopter News. Today, having been admitted today, I have given you the nitty-gritty of who is an advocate. Thank you. Our normal weekend explainers proceed as normal on Saturday and Sunday. Thank you very much.